Right, it's time to address this. The European top goal scorer in Victor Gyökeres could be going, or it looks like he's going to Manchester United. At time of recording, I'm going to reference an article, don't worry. Time of recording, he's 2 to 7 odds on, whatever you like, how much credence you give the bookmakers, to join Manchester United, trophyless, 15th place. Apparently in financial ruin, Manchester United, who are signing loads of high-profile, expensive attackers that will command high wages, high salary fees. What's happening? How have they snuck this through? Yes, Victor Gyökeres scored the most goals. I've showed you the stats before in this channel on Football Therapy. I don't need to show you the stats. He scores millions of goals. He's 26, 27. He's in his prime. Granted, there's no resellability to Victor Gyökeres because of his age. How old is he? He's 27. He's just turned 27. So he's in his prime. You're buying him to be good now. He scores lots of goals. Firstly, Manchester United have signed Matheus Cunha. We know that. That's official. He's a Manchester United player. I think he costs, 62 million quid or something? Like, significant money. But he's I'm not saying it's not worth it. It's definitely worth it. Amazing player. I mean, if you want him, if you've profiled him to be the fulcrum, the most important part of your attack with Bruno or whatever. Great. They're still trying to negotiate Bryan Mbeumo, who scored 20 Premier League goals last season. I think Cunha scored 15 odd for Wolves. And Victor Gyökeres, they're going to be like, with Bruno Fernandes, and even Ahmad's got a goal in him, they're going to be insane goal-scoring machines, right? Under Ruben Amorim. We're going to talk about it today. Thanks for joining me. Please do consider supporting my content. Jump on the hype train for Football Yannick, my YouTube channel, of which I've got, at time of recording, over 17,000, on the way to 18,000 subscribers. I just want to tell you live, so I have context, 17,805 subscribers, which is wicked, mate. I'm very, very thankful for that. Please do consider liking and subscribing to join in the fun, mate. Right, I'm going to read something off Football 365 by Joe Williams. Manchester United have initiated new contracts as they call again to get a deal done for Sporting Club de Portugal's striker Victor Gyökeres to get it over the line, according to reports. For a little bit of context, Victor Gyökeres, he'd had a really good time in the Championship for Coventry. Sporting took a punt on him when other teams didn't want to quite play the money Coventry are asking for him, and he's done absolutely insane bits. Scores loads of goals. No, people are understandably wary because of the Portuguese league, but I've got loads of mates who are Man United fans, but I talk to my Manchester United supporting friends, and some of them are like, I don't know, a lot of money, Portuguese league, and I'm just thinking, mate, he's scored so many goals. He scored in the Champions League. He's scoring for his country. Like, in terms of, massive risk, he's not at the top of the table for me. But I do think it's weird. How clubs haven't gone in harder for him. Why Chelsea, who is in a strong financial position with Champions League money, winning a trophy of the conference, that's not for money. That's more for, showing that they can win a tournament, even one they're favourites for. Club World Cup money, needing a striker. More notably Arsenal, who have been making P's for years now, consistently qualifying for the Champions League and doing well in that. Really, really needing that centre forward, and going all in on a Benjamin Sesko, who's scores eminently less goals than Gyökeres. I know even Sesko, he's scoring in the Bundesliga, which is a very different, league to the Prem. It's very transitional. There's still risks involved. Trust me, I can tell you as a Chelsea fan, buying Bundesliga strikers is risky. We might even get another one in Ekitike. But, the Portuguese league, I know it's not a top 5 league, but still, if I was a Man United fan, I'd just be buzzing. I'd be buzzing for buying all these strikers and attackers. Don't be like, Portuguese league. Be like, goals! The Red Devils are desperate to sign a new striker in the summer, as they've struggled to score goals in the Premier League last season. Yeah, because they've got... I'm not going to add Joshua Zirkzee in this conversation because he's sort of seen as a half space 9.5 striker, and he has actually demonstrated like good technical ability for United and looked pretty good at times. But really, it's Rasmus Højlund that's been given so many chances at Manchester United, and the last season he's really, I think he got 10 goals the season before, which isn't awful. But this season he has been what can only be described as pony. Only 4 Premier League sides scored fewer goals than Man United last season. Of course, they finished 15th under Amorim, who replaced Erik ten Hag in November. Zirkzee and Højlund scored just 7 Premier League goals between them, and I think Højlund only scored 3, and he's been like number 9. So they're looking for a proven goal scorer. That's another thing. It's not even like, oh, you're taking a risk on a player in this league, this, that, and the other. They're on their knees for goals, mate, and you're getting the guy who scored the most goals in Europe. Improving their attack in general has been the focus for their early summer business. Of course, they completed the summer signing of Matheus Cunha for £62.5 million, and they've had 2 bids rejected for Brentford forward Bryan Mbeumo. It does look like Brentford will be making 10 million quid off Spurs for their manager, Thomas Frank, going there. But yeah, this is a crazy attack they're building here. They're also trying to sell Garnacho for £70 million. I saw online. 70 million quid. Loads of teams are in for him. Chelsea, sadly. Napoli. But like, obviously, 70 million quid. You're rebuilding your attack because this guy doesn't score goals. You want 70 million quid for him. Should have done a video on that alone, really. They were really keen and did loads and loads of work, of course, to sign Ipswich Town's Liam Delap. They did lots of scouting, lots of profiling, a lot of communication with him until the West London Giants swooped in and took them from the grasp and signed him themselves. A move for Gyökeres has been seen as unlikely after they failed to qualify for the Champions League, but journalist Ben Jacobs recently claimed that the Swedish international would be keen on a move to Old Trafford regardless. So this is the briefings, and he was on the United Stand YouTube channel, Ben Jacobs, and he said, my understanding is that Victor Gyökeres would be very keen on a move to Man United if they could pull that off, financially speaking. Bearing in mind, I do think it's peculiar how all these potential suitors have disappeared. So maybe he's like, my gaffer Amorim's gone, and he's gone to United, I'd like to go and play under him. But it's not like currently Arsenal and Chelsea are fighting over him. So he's probably just thinking, yeah, give me that move where I get paid more money. I don't think Gyökeres would be on £300,000 a week or more. So if Rashford and Sancho go, the wage bill, there'll be huge space on the wage bill. He'd still be on a lot, I reckon, but maybe like, I don't know, 200k a week. It'd still be, doubling, tripling his sporting wages. So he'd be happy about that. So that's why if they bite the bullet on transfer and agent fees, if they structure it in a way they can start it in the next financial year, like move it to the next segment and get it on flexible installments, it can be a way to do the deal. Excuse me. And now transfer expert Fabrizio Romano insists that he is 99% convinced that Man United have had a deal wrapped up by now for Gyökeres if they'd qualified for the Champions League. So if they'd got that, it would be done. So it's tricky. Arsenal, of course, going all in for Šeško, so there's a clear run at Gyökeres. It does seem strange that for some reason it's only Man United left when the music stops. So, I mean, look, Man United are the biggest club in England. It's his former manager who very much knows how to work him and get goals out of him, and he'll get paid loads of money. Of course, the pull is there, the allure is there. But I must say, and this really is the theme of this video, I did not see Manchester United doing all this. I just did not. Mbeumo and Cunha and Gyökeres, it is that all 3 of them are like signings for now. They're like the opposite of what Chelsea are doing, and indeed other clubs are trying to follow suit a little bit in terms of getting value in the market, younger players. But you know, let's just, how old is Bryan Mbeumo? I'm just going to quickly Google this. So Bryan Mbeumo, he's 25. He turns 26 in the beginning of next season. Gyökeres is 27, and Cunha, like how old's Cunha? He can't be that young. And Cunha he's 26. So they're all past 25, 26, 27. So it's very much next season we've got to be good, and these guys are in their prime and they should be good with us for 3+ years. Do you know what I mean? And that's really what they're banking on here, an injection of let's be good now, let's score goals now. But I tell you what, I didn't see it coming, especially with Ratcliffe doing that interview with Gary Neville saying, we're screwed, we're paying all these installments, we're financially ruined, we're gonna go bust, and then spending hundreds of millions without even making sales first, because it's all great in theory saying, oh yeah, we'll sell Garnacho for 70 million, we'll sell Rashford to Barcelona for 40 million, we'll sell Sancho for 25, 30 million, we'll sell Anthony, to Betis or some other people for 40, 50 million. Where's all this? It's all nice in theory, but nothing's happened yet all these negotiations are happening for these players. Crazy. I put it out to you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Please do leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you for supporting the content. Daily videos over here on Football Yannick, so do keep it locked, please. And I hope to see you back here soon. All right, peace.